US Israeli joint attack on Iran, Trump indicates goal of overthrowing the regime.
After weeks of escalating tension in the region and increasingly explicit threats of armed confrontation, Israel and the United States launched a large-scale joint attack against Iran, hitting numerous targets throughout the Islamic Republic.
Explosions were reported in several Iranian cities, including the capital Tehran, where smoke rose to the horizon and residents heard intense detonations, US President Donald Trump announced, in an 8-minute video posted on his Truth social network, that US forces had begun major combat operations in Iran. He described the campaign as a massive and ongoing operation aimed at stopping this very evil and radical dictatorship from continuing to threaten America and its fundamental national security interests. Trump stated categorically that American forces would destroy Iranian missiles, completely demolish the country's missile industry, annihilate its navy, and ensure that Tehran-backed terrorist groups could no longer destabilize the region or attack American and allied forces. In a direct and incisive tone, the president indicated that the ultimate goal of the operation was to overthrow the current regime. He made an explicit appeal to the Iranian people, declaring that the hour of your freedom is at hand and urging the population to remain sheltered during the bombings, as bombs will be falling everywhere. Trump added, "When we're done, take your government. It will be yours to take. This will probably be the only chance for generations." Addressing specifically the members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the armed forces, and the police, he demanded they lay down their arms, promising complete immunity if they obeyed, or faced certain death otherwise. The targets included military installations, symbols of governmental power, and intelligence locations in different parts of Iran. An attack was reported near the offices of the Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who was killed in the event. The government-linked Tasnim news agency confirmed that Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian was in good health after speculation about possible personal attacks.
The targets included military installations, symbols of government power, and intelligence locations in different parts of Iran. An attack was reported near the offices of the Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, although it is unknown whether the 86-year-old leader was present, as he had not appeared publicly for days amid escalating tensions. Unconfirmed reports from the Iranian opposition suggested that residences and offices of high-ranking leaders were also targeted. The government linked Tasnim news agency confirmed that Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian was in good health after speculation about possible personal attacks. In Israel, air raid sirens sounded across the country from the early hours of the morning, sending millions of people to shelters. Iran responded by launching ballistic missiles toward Israeli territory, while an Iranian official promised Reuters that Tehran's retaliation would be overwhelming. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz declared that the country had executed a preemptive strike to eliminate existential threats to the state of Israel, dubbing the Operation Lion's Roar. A state of emergency was immediately declared, with airspace closed, educational activities and gatherings prohibited, and the population advised to remain near shelters. Authorities from both countries confirmed that the operation had been jointly planned for months, with full coordination between American and Israeli forces. The initial phase was expected to last several days, and the chosen morning time was intended to surprise Iranian defenses. Israeli security sources stated that both sides were on the same page, with Israel adopting a go-all-in stance.
The Mossad, the Israeli intelligence agency, opened a secure Persian language channel on Telegram to communicate directly with Iranians, asking them to share information and videos of their just struggle against the regime and promising together to return Iran to its glory days. The campaign takes place in a context of escalation following the 12-day war between Israel and Iran in June 2025, when American attacks had already damaged Iranian nuclear facilities in the so-called Operation Midnight Hammer. Despite recent nuclear negotiations between Washington and Tehran appearing to be progressing, with an agreement for new rounds of dialogue, Trump expressed dissatisfaction with the Iranian stance and, in retrospect, seems to have used the dialogue as a distraction while preparing the military strike. American and Israeli officials expect a swift response from Tehran and its regional proxies against U.S. interests in the Middle East, which could prolong the conflict. Opposition leaders in Israel have expressed full support for the operation, highlighting national unity in times of crisis and the combined strength of the Israel Defense Forces with U.S. support.
Go, boys! Something!